And after months of fretting over alleged Russian attempts to disrupt the U.S. presidential election, the American media now seems to think it's found the main culprit.
Vladimir Putin was personally involved in the Russian attempt to disrupt the U.S. election. Putin's role was directing the use of the hacked material.
NBC News cites unnamed U.S. intelligence officials who have, quote, a high level of confidence that Putin was personally involved in the Democratic Party hacks. Washington has pointed the finger at Russia several times, but so far no evidence has been made public. And now the White House claims the Kremlin is also influencing the American media.
News organizations in the United States essentially became the arms of Russian intelligence.
Author and journalist Chris Hedges says Washington tries to discredit certain media organizations by linking them to the Kremlin.
This is really code for going after news outlets that give a platform to leaks from WikiLeaks. The whole idea that these particular news organizations are fifth columns for the Russian government is a form of red baiting. It's a form of McCarthyism. There's no conclusive evidence that Russia was behind the leaks, but even if they were, the U.S. government does this all the time. I was given all sorts of information by the U.S. government to tarnish and, in some cases, totally discredit figures or regimes that they wanted discredited.
But despite numerous investigations and media hysteria over Russia's alleged meddling, President Barack Obama is now claiming the leaks weren't actually that interesting.
The leaks of what were, frankly, not very interesting emails that didn't have any explosive information.
The leaked emails, which the outgoing president apparently finds so unimpressive, were made public by WikiLeaks. And let's recap on some of the revelations. One leak showed that Hillary Clinton's camp was colluding closely with the media during her election campaign. Another exposed the Democratic Party's preference of Clinton over her rival, Bernie Sanders. And she was caught out again when the public was made aware that Clinton knew American allies, Saudi Arabia and Qatar, supported ISIL. President Obama also complained that attention focused on the content of the leaks rather than the fact Russia was supposedly behind them. Former British Ambassador Craig Murray seriously doubts Moscow was involved.
We know for certain from WikiLeaks that the source of the email material on the DNC and on Clinton was not Russian, and it was not a Russian government source or Russian government proxy. So they could never ever hope to prove something that isn't true. Well, the American media has connived at keeping secret what was in the leaks all along. Whistleblowers will always be a great danger to the morally corrupt, and that's what this episode illustrates.
And Worlds Apart is up next on RT International with Oksana Boyko. Just stay with us.